Optimizing Data Workflows with AWS Lambda, a guide to logging file content types in S3 buckets. This podcast is brought to you by Business Compass LLC. We are an Amazon Web Services advanced consulting partner. We build and migrate workloads to Amazon Cloud. Our website is businesscompassllc.com. Our phone number is 973-638-2228. Our email address is contact@businesscompassllc.us. Serverless computing has revolutionized how we build and deploy applications in the cloud. AWS Lambda is a powerful service that lets you run code without provisioning or managing servers, and it is among the most popular serverless offerings. This podcast will dive deep into AWS Lambda, focusing on effectively logging file content types in S3 buckets. Introduction to Serverless Computing with AWS Lambda. Serverless computing allows developers to focus on writing code without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. AWS Lambda is at the forefront of this movement, enabling you to run functions in response to events. Whether it's an HTTP request, a change in your database, or a new file uploaded to an S3 bucket, Lambda handles it all seamlessly. Overview of AWS Lambda and its role in serverless architecture. AWS Lambda is a compute service that lets you run code responding to triggers, such as S3 events, DynamoDB streams, or HTTP requests via API gateway. As a critical component of a serverless architecture, Lambda allows you to create scalable, cost-effective applications that automatically scale with demand. Coupling Lambda with other AWS services like S3 will enable you to build robust data processing workflows without managing servers. Prerequisites for getting started with AWS Lambda. Before diving into Lambda, ensure you have the following. AWS account. You need an active AWS account to access Lambda and S3 services. IAM role. A role with appropriate permissions to access S3 and CloudWatch. Basic knowledge of Python/Node.js. Lambda supports multiple languages, but Python and Node.js are commonly used. Setting up an AWS Lambda function for S3 event triggers. To log file content types in an S3 bucket, we'll start by setting up a Lambda function triggered by S3 events, such as file uploads. Step-by-step guide to creating a Lambda function. Navigate to the Lambda console, sign in to your AWS account and navigate the Lambda service. Create a new function. Click Create Function and choose Author from scratch. Provide a name, runtime, for example, Python 3.8, and execution role. Configure the trigger. Under the Designer section, click Add Trigger and select S3. Choose the S3 bucket and specify the event type, for example, PUT for file uploads. Write the Lambda function code. The function will log the content type of any uploaded file. Here's a basic Python example. Import JSON. Import Boto3. Def Lambda _ handler event, context. S3 equals Boto3.client S3. Hash get the bucket name and object key from the event. Bucket equals event record 0 S3 bucket name key equals event record 0 S3 object key. Hash get the content type of the uploaded file. Response equals S3.head_object bucket equals bucket key equals key content _ type equals response content type. Hash log the content type. Print F file key uploaded to bucket has content type content _ type. Return. Status code, 200. Body, JSON.dumps F log content type, content _ type deploy the function. Once the code is written, click Deploy to save the function. Connecting Lambda to an S3 bucket for file upload events. With the trigger configured, your Lambda function will automatically execute every time a new file is uploaded to the specified S3 bucket. This setup allows you to efficiently log file metadata, such as content types, without manual intervention. Implementing file content type logging in AWS Lambda. In the above example, The Lambda function uses the head_object method to retrieve the content type of the uploaded file. This information is logged using print, which Lambda automatically sends to CloudWatch logs. Understanding the importance of logging content types. Logging file content types is crucial for several reasons. Security. Identifying unexpected file types can help detect potential security risks. Data processing. Different content types might require different processing pipelines. Compliance. Maintaining logs of file types can be essential for regulatory compliance. How to monitor and view logs in AWS Lambda and CloudWatch. To monitor the logs, navigate to CloudWatch. In the AWS Management Console, go to the CloudWatch service. View logs. Under Logs, select Log Groups and find the log group associated with your Lambda function. Analyze the logs. Click on a log stream to view the detailed logs, including the content types of uploaded files. Conclusion. Leveraging AWS Lambda for efficient data processing. AWS Lambda and S3 provide a powerful platform for automating data processing workflows. By logging file content types, you can gain valuable insights into the nature of your data, improve security, and ensure compliance. Recap of the process and benefits of logging file content types. Serverless architecture. Leveraging AWS Lambda removes the need for server management. Automation. Automatic logging of file content types every time a file is uploaded. Scalability. AWS Lambda scales automatically to handle any number of file uploads. Cost-effective. You only pay for the compute time you consume. By following this podcast, you'll be well equipped to harness the full power of AWS Lambda for logging and managing file content types in S3 buckets, driving more efficient and secure data processing in your applications. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please share this podcast, visit our website, and follow our social media links.